Welcome to Day Revival, where we discuss people in the past, what we can learn from them so that we can step into revival in our everyday lives. Revival, it's a lifestyle where ordinary men and women dare to live extraordinary lives for Christ. We are igniting a spark that lights a spiritual fire within you first and then beyond. Together, we'll unpack what revival looks like in our personal lives, our families, our communities, and our churches. We'll challenge ourselves to let go of our comfort and step boldly into the calling God has placed on us. This is not just a podcast, it's a call to action. Because when revival starts in you, it can ripple out to change the world. So grab your Bible, open your heart, and join me as we journey together towards a day-to-day revival. Today, I want to quickly look at somebody that some of you may not think, that's not really a revivalist, but he really was. We're only going to talk about one small little piece of his life today, and I'm going to try to keep it quick. So who are we talking about today? We're talking about Daniel. Some of you are like, wait, like Daniel, like who Daniel? Daniel Kalinda? Daniel, there's lots of Daniels. No, like Daniel in the lion's den Daniel. Daniel from the Old Testament Daniel. Why are we talking about him? Because we can see, because of his choices, he and his few friends, because of the choices they make, the king issues out a verdict that Jehovah God is the only God and the only one they should serve. There was a massive change even in the government where they were at, of a secular, not in Israel, but a secular or Gentile, a worldly country. In a massive, not regime's not the right word. Put in the comments, what's the right word? A massive, whatever, empire, that's the word, thank you. A massive empire, and he puts that verdict, he puts out that, what is it? And so the king of that time puts it out to everywhere, everyone. Jehovah is the God. He is the one we will serve. What can we learn from Daniel? We can learn that he did not wait to obey until time was convenient. Look at his life. There were so many times where what he felt God was telling him and his friends to do was in opposition of what the culture was doing, or what even the pressures that were being applied to him were. Let's talk about like the food, for example. You're going to eat from the king's table. And he's like, well, test us in this for 10 days and see if we don't turn out better than those that are eating it. And he didn't give in to the culture. He waited for God's wisdom, and then as he spoke God's wisdom, then the way was made for the fruition of what God wanted to happen all the way along. He didn't wait for it to be convenient in order to obey. Think about like the lion's den example. He's not allowed to pray to anyone for 30 days. Is it convenient to pray to Yahweh God at that point? Nope, it's not. But he didn't wait for the convenient time. All right, I can just wait for 30 days, and then after that time, I can talk to God again. 30 days isn't that long. I can do this. No, he didn't wait for it to be convenient. How many times have you waited? Maybe some of you right now are waiting to take action on some things that you know God has put on your heart, and he's saying, go for it now, and you're saying, I don't understand how that will happen. It's not convenient. I don't know all the answers. I don't have everything figured out, so I can't really, what is it? I can't really trust you to take care of me. I need to trust me to take care of me in our journey of walking together. Who is Lord of your life then? It's you. You can't do that. You can't wait. You have to act when God says act. Now, for some of you, you're saying, okay, but I know God's saying what to do. I don't know the how and when. Then find out. Ask him. God doesn't want to hide these things from you. He wants to make his will made apparent for you. And the best way to find out what it is that he wants you to be walking in today, ask him. He may not talk to you about the big plan for 20 years from now. He may not talk to you about the big plan that's even for right now, but he'll give you the steps to take to be obedient even when it's not convenient every single day to move you forward into what God's best plans are. God's best plan was that he would be glorified through Daniel and his friends to the extent that the king would issue a verdict, or it would put it out to everyone that Jehovah, Yahweh God, is the only God. Did that happen on day one when they were captured and drug off to Babylon? Nope. Did it happen on day 30? Nope. But their little obediences, even when it was inconvenient, all along the way, opened the door for God to make happen what they never could have expected, never would have dreamt at the beginning. And that's what is for your life. I'm going to cut myself off here. I'm going to save the rest for the rest of this week. But one lesson that we can learn from Daniel is if we want to see God's best plan be done, see revival invade a land that's convinced that they have to be secular, what do we need to do? Day-to-day obedience will bring day-to-day revival until it becomes a great awakening. So what's your plan? Switch that. What's God's plan for your life today? Find out. Ask him. Then go live revival today. If you've been encouraged by this podcast, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Let's spread the fire of revival together. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Remember, you're not waiting for God to send a revivalist. He's calling you to be a revivalist today. So go live day to day.